What's up, you guys? So for today's video is all about
high protein, no to low carbs, breakfast snack on the go.
Yeah, we wanted to incorporate fun, easy ways for you guys to eat.
Emphasis on the easy. These are easy to make.
During this video, you'll see how easy it is. Clearly, I didn't partake in that much of the cooking. We all know that Jonathan does the cooking, but you know.
What's that mean? The sip on? That's
yeah,
my business.
Wow. But if you guys want to see how we made our egg slash muffin slash frittata.
High protein, no carb, and then we also have variations for you keto people.
Yes.
So we have a high fat, high protein. We have a high fat, lower protein.
This one right here for me is absolutely no carbs, high protein.
That's just pure protein right there. So we have some that have cheese in it for fat, some that have egg yolks in there for fat, the whole deal.
So if you guys want to keep watching and see how we made these, continue on. So, Jonathan is the cook in our house. I have made no, you guys know that. I feel like I let everyone
I make no bones about it.
Yeah, no. I am not the cook. But anyway, so for this little recipe, it is a low carb, really easy to do, that I can even do it, even though he is the cook. So he is the master behind this. And it's a egg muffin type.
Yeah, I mean, essentially it's no carb, but I don't like saying no carb because there's some carbs, right? But basically no carb.
Yeah.
It's just protein. It's a big old protein, and you can also adjust how much fat you want in it. So we'll do two things. We're going to give two options. We'll give like the low fat option, and we'll give the full fat option. Some people are like, well, the yolk of the egg is the best part. It's the most nutritious part. Others say, well, that's full of cholesterol, and cholesterol is going to give you heart disease, and you're going to die. Then other people will argue and say, well, cholesterol actually is not bad. Cholesterol is good for you. The only bad cholesterol are certain densities in cholesterol, blah, 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 blah. So the bottom line is this. I'll give you guys two options. No matter what camp of the nonsense you're on, you can choose. So that's where I come from. But I get that people are very, very dogmatic about their cholesterol and their eggs and their fat.
There's so many. Oh, that's another thing, you guys. Wow. So.
And you take it away, I'm going to start cracking eggs.
A lot of you guys actually came for me because Jonathan posted our little grocery shopping vlog on his Instagram page, and the nerve. People came for me saying that I need to allow Jonathan to speak. Do you agree with this?
No. Okay, so here's the thing. And you got to think, when people are writing comments like that, they're kind of coming from their own perspective on relatimes.
But
so
wait,
people are saying,
I do cut him off like just right now. But one, it's
you're not helping your case.
A lot of the time, it's because I get a thought and I add to it. I'm not ever cutting him off because we all know Jonathan is like, what attracted me in the first place to Jonathan was his how smart he is. I'm fully aware that he has so much background not only with nutrition and all of these other elements, but I don't ever cut him off trying to.
That's my point. Is that people view things through the lens of their experience, right? So if they've had like bad relationships, or they've had like a dad or someone that was like kind of messed up and would belittle or talk over or like cut someone off, making them feel stupid, then they see quote unquote cutting off and they assume that's what's going on. That's not the case in this relationship. I look at like, we're so in sync that you will finish my sentences or you'll jump on with something that's important. So I never take it as like, oh, she's cutting me off, and I never take it like I'm cutting you off. But it's unfortunate that people have had bad experiences in their lives where then that's how they kind of perceive things. They view it through a lens of negative as opposed to what it really is. Okay, so what I just did here is I put a bunch of egg whites in this thing as well. So we can do both. So for example, let's say for this one right here, I'm gonna do a whole egg. So I'll go, my whole egg will go in there.
And you guys, this is just, you can get this little cupcake holder from literally the 99-cent store.
Yeah, I know what I did wrong, which is...
You didn't spray them.
I didn't spray them.
But that's just because I was talking you up.
Yeah.
And you got all like...
I was like, oh, tell me more.
Yeah, exactly.
I was listening.
Exactly.
And then this is just from Trader Joe's. This is a coconut oil
But this
spray.
is super essential when you guys are making these, because if you do not do it, you're going to fall into being really upset when you're done.
It may even still happen with this, to be honest.
Yeah. That's the only negative is you have to remember this step.
Mm-hmm. You can kind of do these things how you, to taste.
Exactly.
So I like everything in it. So this is Canadian bacon. The funny thing about that is that our Canada viewers are like, why do you guys call it Canadian bacon? It's just bacon or ham. So, but that's how it's packaged here. It's called Canadian bacon.
It literally says Canadian bacon.
And everything here is from Costco.
That's why we're just showing you guys what you can do, and like this is what Jonathan loves in his. He likes all of these ingredients. Me, on the other hand, I don't even like feta cheese.
Yeah.
So this is really based upon giving you guys an idea of what you can add into little cups, so that it's like easy breezy, something you can do on the go and grab, and you're super good.
You know what I'm not doing, which I probably should have done, but
is weighing out everything.
Is weighing everything out, and I can tell you then, we can then pinpoint how much each
cup is.
Right, but we know that an egg, a whole egg, is 6 grams of protein. An egg white, that's I think that's 4, right? So we know that each of those automatically has 6 grams of protein. Each of these olives, I believe, is 1 gram of fat. So if we put an olive in there, we're adding an extra gram of fat. So each piece of bacon is about 3 grams of protein. So if we have 6 protein in this, and then each of these is 3. So basically, automatically, once I add my little, because I diced up 3, so automatically when I add my ham in there, now we're up to 9 grams of protein. We're probably at about, let's just say 6 grams of fat to be safe. But if you don't want to have the fat and you want to have pure protein, then you can do this. You can take the egg whites. So egg whites have no fat. So that's probably about 6 grams of protein with no fat and no carbs.
So you guys see what we did there? So each slice individually is 3 grams of protein. So 1 slice is going into each cup.
Yep.
See, I can cut.
And so these ones we're doing them. So these are.
Can you eat these?
Yeah, 100%. They're already cooked. Yeah, they're cooked.
Clearly, I don't cook them. And you guys, you can get the gist. You can add tomatoes. You can add anything that you prefer. It's just being cognizant and aware of what you're putting in each of your cups, so that you know how many calories each one, and how much protein, how much fat, and so on and so forth. Should I fill in these other cups?
You know what? We'll just wait a second though, because this one I'm going to do these ones full fat, so I'm going to do the whole egg as well. But I put the cheese in first. So just to double check, it is a teaspoon, not a tablespoon. Each of these is going to get 1 teaspoon of feta, which we talked about, and I remember I run the whole thing down. They already know how much is in each piece of Canadian bacon, or bacon for Canada folks. And they also know that this one, I'm not going to do egg whites, I'm going to do this one full fat. So therefore I will be putting in an entire egg, which is 6 grams of protein and 0 carbohydrates and 5 fat. So this is going to have a lot of fat. This is going to have like 11 grams of fat, and is also going to have 10 grams of protein. So basically, for you keto people, this might be the way to go.
This is also something that is a highly request from you guys, especially because our carb cycling challenge is coming up on January 3rd, and we are kicking off a brand new year. So having all of these things like dialed in is super important, and being able to make sure, like obviously for the video purposes, each one is very different. So like he made this one extremely for, you know, more on the fat side. So this is like the keto 3-piece or keto row.
Layer, yep.
And then this one is for me, the protein row.
All protein, no
and
fat,
then
no
this
carbs.
one is mixture of protein and fat.
And a little bit of carbs in there too, which is nice.
Yeah, so we wanted to kind of start showing you guys different options. That way you guys can, this is how we carb cycle ourselves. And that's why it's important to kind of like showcase, it's really simple, yet.
And with our carb cycling, you're just taking your macros and you're just hitting your numbers for the day, kind of spaced out. So you could also be like, okay, listen, I still got a lot of fat left that I need for the rest of the day. Boom.
So, yeah, exactly.
I don't have a lot of fat. I don't have any carbs left. Boom.
Especially because you guys, I have a problem with peanut butter. So a lot of the times, like I would get all my fat from peanut butter because I like it so much, but I would go over it. So because I could sit down and eat a whole jar. So this way, being able to space things out and think ahead, I already know how many grams of fat are in here, and that's one.
And that's the key to success, is planning it out. Okay, so now we have these, and then according to my little recipe, we put them in the oven at 375 between 25 and 35 minutes. Our oven runs a little bit cooler, so I'm gonna put it in there at 400 on our oven, which should be about 375 on the standard oven. And I'll start with 25 minutes first. We'll see how it is. Now, disclaimer, when these things come out, they do not come out looking pretty. They don't, but they taste delicious. I'll put this in for 25 minutes and then we'll show you guys what the result is.
Stay tuned. Hey guys, while we're waiting and our little cupcake egg muffins are cooking, we just wanted to talk to you guys a lot more about peanut butter and why it's such a big deal if you do go over your fat, and why it's like something to be extremely aware of. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but Mr. Smarty Pants over here is gonna let you guys know if you go over your fat.
Okay, so here's a little quick kind of cheat sheet to always have in the back of your head, right? So when it comes to your macronutrients, when we say macronutrients, we are talking protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So for each gram of protein, that equals 4 calories. For each gram of carbs, that equals 4 calories. For each gram of fat, that's 9 calories. So a gram of fat is more than double the caloric content than a gram of carbs or protein. So that's why peanut butter, as delicious as it is, can get dangerous. Because let's say, for example, you overeat, you have 2 apples, so you go crazy, right? You hit 70 carbs, so you might be pretty high in your carb thing, but you're not gonna go too high over your calories. Like, it's very hard, especially with like fruit and vegetables and the carbs from those kind of sources. It's very hard, even if you go over your carbs a little bit, it's hard to go over your calories by a lot. So you can still maintain that caloric deficit, even if you kind of screw up a bit.
And that just means that your calorie deficit is, you want it always to be in a calorie deficit.
When you're trying to lose fat.
Yes. So you get 2 tablespoons is 1 serving, right? So 2 tablespoons equals 190 calories, 16 grams of fat, and 7 carbs.
Okay, so for perfect example, this whole meal right here is 370 calories. This whole meal is 370 calories. Now, this is what, I'll show you what 1 serving of peanut butter is.
But that's like a real measuring scoop. Yes. Like, I would do this. This is a
So I'm gonna show them this first, but that's 1. So that is 400 calories right there. That whole meal is 370.
With evenly distributed protein, carb, and fat. That is strictly
So let's
fat.
just show what you would do. So take the spoon and then scoop up this, and then show them.
So basically, to me, this is like...
She's like, oh, okay, that's 1.
This is 1.
1 tablespoon. But that's not. That's almost 3. But be very, very, very careful about portioning on peanut butter, because it's easy to see.
But
yes, show the solution.
So there are awesome. We actually just got it's called the Game Box, and we got to try. If you guys are familiar with RX bars, they're also really good kind of on-the-go bars that I would recommend, because it is all natural ingredients in those bars. But what is so fantastic is that this is 1 portion.
So this is not the same brand. This is a different brand.
It's not.
Yeah. But show the concept of it. Is that you get your peanut butter, but it's portioned out for you.
It's already like, so if I'm craving peanut butter or something, I don't have to do the scoops myself, because I clearly have no control. So these guys are already locked and loaded for you, so you could just grab. I mean, it literally says on the package, grab and go. Yep. And this is the brand Legendary Foods. So where can you pick these ones up?
You know what? We got them over at the Fit Expo. So I'm sure you can look them up online.
And it's keto friendly, no GMOs, gluten free.
And so this is 12 fat. It's 140 calories. It's 6 grams of protein and 9 carbs. Yeah. And it's literally just this easy. Like,
you open it up. That's it, which is nice, because anybody that has a problem with portion, this is the way to go. Yep. Because I was doing this for too long and wondering why like things weren't shifting for me.
Yeah, so nut butters, fantastic, amazing tool in the arsenal. They taste delicious, but be careful with them. The best thing if you're gonna go onto nut butters is to make sure you're very strict with the portioning, because as you can see, a little goes a really, really long way.
Yeah.
But
okay guys, this is the final product. As you can see, this is how it looks.
And remember our row, so this was the little mixture, a little bit of carbs, a little bit of fat, protein. This is all
Just
protein.
This is protein.
This is high fat. And then this is just another hodgepodge of like a little bit of everything.
So there you go.
And let's see how this coffee turned out, just because I just got this thing.
Dude, you guys,
the biggest French press I've ever seen in my life. Let's see.
I can't with his like. So I'm trying to stop drinking coffee because I have an ulcer and stuff. But I feel like drink French press.
Yeah, for some reason, I think the acidity is a lot less harsh in the Keurig.
Maybe.
And cheers.
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 Cheers. You guys, I hope you enjoy. Oh, I need to. Oh, what am I doing? You can't toast and not have a sip.
Delicious.
You guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It is just a little fun recipe. It's for, like I said, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
Just to kind of show you guys different little things that you can incorporate into your diet, as well as get you guys geared up and start thinking about how to eat, especially during leading up to our carb cycling challenge, which starts on January 3rd. Of course, I will put the link below so you guys can join the NemFit fam and be a part of our private Facebook group and all of the other little goodies that are included in the challenge. Leave us comments.
Yeah, what else you guys want to see?
Yeah, because I want this to be a weekly video.
Do it.
Love you guys. See you in the next video.
I don't.
Oh yeah. Here we go again.